Kinmen airplane takeoff and landing and the impact of COVID-19. These are our partners and teachers. Background research. At the end of 2019, the outbreak of COVID-19 has affected human lives, including transportation in various places. My hometown, Kinmen, is a place that relies on airplanes to communication with Taiwan. The biggest reason of cancellation for airplanes is fog. We have also been affected by COVID-19, so we want to explore the relationship between the cancellation rate of airplane, the number of fogging hours, and the impact of COVID-19 in 2019 and 2020. Left picture is from 2019 to 2020, Kinmen, Tainan, Kaohsiung schools temperature change data. It can be found that the annual temperature of the three schools is very consistent. The right picture is from 2019 to 2020, Kinmen, Tainan, and Kaohsiung schools humidity change data. It can be found that Kinmen oscillates more severely. This may be related to the island climate of Kinmen, and it is more prone to fog than Kaohsiung and Tainan weather patterns.
This is our school. This is Kinmen Air Station. Analyzing the craft departures as grounding data and the number of fogging hours in the first quarter and the second quarter. In the past 10 years, we found that the outbreak of COVID-19 has caused a reduction in the number of flights, and the flights had been cancelled in advance. As a result, the airplanes that are most likely to be cancelled due to fog disappeared. It made the lowest aircraft cancellation rate in the past decade in 2020. Observed data in 2019-2020, we analyzed the difference in airplane takeoff and landing before and after the outbreak. Compare data from the past 10 years to determine whether the COVID-19 has an impact on the cancellation rate. This is our research method.
From the visibility data, we can see that March 19 is the foggy day. From the global devastation data of our school, it can be seen that the humidity of the day before fogging was maintained at about 85% up. The temperature gradually rises. Compare the humidity, temperature, and wind speed with the data observed by the KMSH weather station on the day of fog on March 19. We can see that the humidity will decrease when the temperature is high near noon, and sooner or later, there is almost no wind. The flights cancelled in advance due to the COVID-19 are concentrated in the morning and evening. Therefore, it is speculated that in 2019 and 2020, under the same weather conditions, the cancellation rates of planes will drop because the flights are concentrated around noon. Flight schedule. Left picture is the flight schedule before the outbreak, and the right one is after the outbreak. It can be noticed that the cancelled planes are mostly in the morning and evening. The picture is airplane route map from Taiwan to Kinmen. Analysis from the following two tables. The number of fogging hours in the first quarter is directly proportional to the cancellation rate. According to our 2020 global IVSS research results, the number of fogging hours will still fluctuate significantly every year. So we observed the number of fogging hours in the second quarter. We found that 2006, 2008, 2010, and the years 2012, 2014, 2016, after revised standards, flagging times are relatively recent. After categorizing the cancellation rates in the second quarter of this year, it can be clearly seen that after rolling the revised standards, the cancellation rates will drop significantly under the same flagging time. Looking at the two tables, it can be seen the number of flagging hours from 2010 to 2019 is roughly positively correlated with the cancellation rate. The specificity of the spread of COVID-19 in Kinmen. There have been no diagnoses in Kinmen so far. Many international flights to Taiwan and then transfer to Kinmen. When foreigners enter their country, they will be forced to undergo COVID-19 testing and require independent home health management. A 14-day quarantine real-time conditions enable the island to maintain zero confirmed cases.
Comparing the cancellation rate of two airlines in the second quarter with the same takeoff and landing standards in 2019 and 2020, a significant reduction can be found. Looking at the following table again, we can find that the number of flagging hours in the second quarter of 2020 is higher than that of 2018, but the cancellation rate is the lowest in the past 10 years. It can be speculated that the number of passengers should be reduced due to the impact of COVID-19, which reduces the airplanes of morning and evening. When the fog is heavy, according to a resource, it can be inferred that another part of the reason should be decrease the cancellation rate under the same number of flagging hours. First, the temperature is higher at noon on the day of flagging. The humidity drops and the visibility can be temporarily increased. Second, cause COVID-19. It may arise the number of flagging hours is higher but the cancellation rate is lower. Third, fog is easy appear in the morning and the evening in Kinmen. With the COVID-19, airlines mostly reduce the number of morning and evening flights, resulting in a sharp drop in the cancellation rate of airplanes in 2020. Thanks for listening.